This is hard to explain. I never thought I'd be sitting down talking about this. Imagine a tornado of thoughts. Just a constant tornado of thoughts. What's up, you guys? What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Unless you've never seen me or my snake before, welcome to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to sit down and just talk to you guys about ADHD and what it's kind of like. I've grown up with ADHD my entire life. I believe I was diagnosed in around kindergarten. I remember always having to go to doctors, and at that time I never realized what it was for because it wasn't your average doctor. It was kind of a different kind of doctor. I always remember having to go to them and talk to them about really weird stuff, and they always did all this weird stuff to me, and I never understood why until I finally found out that I have ADHD. Those of you that do not know, it is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADD. They don't really count ADHD that much anymore nowadays. They more just categorize it as all ADD, which is attention deficit disorder. Mine just happens to have the hyperactivity in it because I am very hyper. I'm constantly bouncing off of walls, not literally. That'd be fucking insane if I could. I've never really been able to find a word or a sentence that can sum it up so well until recently I found one, and I have never found something that fits so well. Basically, my mind is going through 1,000 thoughts at once. That is how my brain is constantly. That's how my brain is. My thoughts are a constant tornado. Even on my medicine, that does help, and it does kind of get me to focus. From what people have told me that I'm around, such as like my family and my boyfriend, just like people that I am constantly around, they've told me my mind, I switch topics from when talking to someone. I will switch topics immediately and go back to a topic and then go to a different topic and then go back to a topic I was talking about before that, and then I'm constantly switching up topics, and it's hard to hold a single conversation with me. As far as my hyperactivity goes, basically, for example, in terms of my hyperactivity, if you were to take me into a store, I have a perfect example. Okay, I have a beautiful example that is bloody true. If you guys were to take me into a store in the mall, basically I would look at every single thing, and I would go from one side of the store to another side, and I'd be like, oh, look at that, oh my god, look at that, oh my god, look at that. And it's constant. ADHD is something that is very hard to deal with, yet at the same time, you don't even know that it's happening. Besides, the others around you can obviously tell that you are bouncing off the walls, your mind is going 1,000 miles a minute, and you are just, it's crazy. You yourself, you won't even realize it all the time. In certain situations, it will be very prominent, such as if I were to go to class and sit down. I have a math class every Monday from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at night, so it's 4 hours long, and I accidentally forgot to take my medicine one day. I take Vyvanse right now. I took Ritalin from kindergarten all the way up to about 10th grade. That is when I had a lot of mental issues going on, and doctors, and just a whole bunch of shit going on, which I have a video on that on my channel. It's actually about to hit 1 million views, which is fucking insane. That is when I switched over doctors and I switched over medicines. I switched over to Evykio, which it wasn't my favorite ADHD medicine, but I mean, it wasn't that bad. Ritalin was just, it's a very bad medicine that I've been told. I don't know if this is true or anything. I've just been told that from my doctor now. It's a very bad medicine that they're trying to completely cut out, and that's why he didn't realize that. He didn't understand why I was still being prescribed a medicine such as Ritalin, considering of all the negative side effects and negative attributes towards it. I still don't fully understand that myself, but he just said Ritalin is not a good medication and that he wanted to switch me. I went from Ritalin to Evykio, then I went from Evykio to Vyvanse because Evykio just wasn't cutting it. Do something. Do something. Sticks tongue out. It's so funny. Ever since I was put onto Vyvanse, I've pretty much liked that. It's a very good medicine. I like it a lot. It was more of a struggle for me to do things that to other people wouldn't be a struggle at all. I did realize that growing up, especially when it comes to school, which I mean that's kind of obvious. School was a struggle for me. Without my ADHD medicine, I don't think I would have done what I did. I managed to do very well in school. I did very well in school. I'm not trying to suck my own dick too hard here now, but I genuinely did very good in school, and that is solely because of my ADHD medicine. Without that, I wouldn't have done near as well as I did, so I'm very thankful for that, and I'm thankful that I was able to even be able to get medicine, because not a lot of people have the availability to go and just get some medicines like that, especially controlled substances such as Vyvanse and ADHD medications. So I'm very thankful that I was able to have access to medications to be able to help me cope and get through high school and my daily life in general, because it's not even just school. Daily life tasks that you wouldn't expect to be difficult can be difficult to me in terms of paying attention and focusing. Definitely go to say that one of the biggest struggles about ADHD, besides the fact that I can't really focus well and I'm constantly bouncing off of the walls, would be I struggle with the medication side effects. One of the side effects of all ADHD medications are that it's going to decrease your appetite. Growing up and taking Ritalin and other ADHD medications, so I've always struggled with having an appetite. I've always struggled growing up having an appetite due to taking this medicine. A lot of the times food, just the thought of it will make me sick to my stomach, and a lot of people are like, oh, just force yourself to eat, just force yourself to eat. But little do they know, like, it's not that easy. Forcing yourself to eat, I can't do it. I can't. Why would I force myself to eat if I know I'm just gonna end up throwing it up? Not purposely, but unintentionally. I can't force myself to eat, so that is the only issue. I would definitely go to say hunger and appetite is the only issue that I struggle with, and that I have struggled with immensely throughout my process of all these medications and just growing up. I would never recommend telling someone to just force themselves to eat. I don't think anybody should have to be told that, because when you're telling somebody to just force themselves to eat, that is not an easy thing to do at all. I can't even do it myself. I would rather just not eat at all, and I've actually gone 3 days without eating before due to my medicines and stuff like that. Appetite is really the only issue that I have struggled with solely because of the side effects of the medications, but when you think about it in the long run of things, I'm better off having to struggle with an appetite than having to go insane and just be crazy and not be able to have a stable thought process. So it's just kind of something you gotta own up and accept and just deal with. It is very difficult to put into words kind of how ADHD is and how it feels like. Sitting still is completely impossible. I will constantly always be shaking my leg, or just I can't even explain it to you. When I'm standing up, I'll be moving side to side. I'll be like moving my feet in some way. I will be fidgeting. It's obvious that when I'm there, like, somebody can tell, like, why aren't you standing still? Like, why are you doing all of this? Why are you fidgeting? Why are you, like, okay, well, I can't really show you guys, but if this is my knees, I'll be, like, tapping them together, and I know that sounds so weird. I find myself doing that a lot. I also find myself staring out into space. I'll zone in and out of conversations. The amount of times that I have had to act like I completely understand what someone just said to me and I didn't understand a single word is beyond insane. I'm constantly zoning in and out, looking at things. I often tend to pick up on things that nobody else would notice. I remember I was at dinner with my boyfriend, and he saw me staring off, and he was like, what are you looking at? And I was looking at the ceiling. The ceiling had a bunch of little light bulbs, a string of lights on it. One of the strings of lights had one less light bulb, and I told him that, and he was like, what the fuck? Like, what is wrong with you? And that's just like a prime example of some of the things that I find myself doing. ADHD is honestly, it's nothing to be ashamed of, although it may add more of a struggle to your life. To me, I find it funny. I like to laugh at it. My mom, she likes to... So my dad also has ADD. He doesn't have ADHD. He doesn't really suffer from the hyperactivity. He just has ADD, as well as my brother. My brother also has ADD, which makes sense because we are related. We're half related, so it kind of runs genetically, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure. I don't want to say something that's wrong and then have you guys come up my ass for it. And my mom likes to say that she has 3 kids because if we ever go into a store, me and my dad and my brother, he doesn't really come out with us anymore, but me and my dad will always end up wandering off and just getting distracted. My boyfriend, every time we go to the grocery store, he has to make sure he's by my side or else I will end up wandering off and getting distracted. And to me, it's funny. But to other people, I could definitely see where they're coming from. It can be very annoying to have to deal with and to have to handle. I've been told that it's mentally draining and it can get physically draining. Well, I guess not really physically draining, but more mentally draining. I have been told that many times that handling me is very mentally draining. I completely understand that though, like, it's draining myself, but not really, because I have so much energy and I don't know what to do with it, which is also why I'm constantly shaking my leg or tapping something. I'm constantly just fidgeting around and moving, and no, I fucking refuse to get a goddamn fidget spinner. So if any of you guys comment down saying, hey, you should try a fidget spinner, no thank you. I will pass up on that one. Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta do that? My snake just knocked my phone on the floor, like, okay. One thing that I never really did was notify my teachers about it. I didn't really want them to know. I was kind of embarrassed as it growing up as a kid. I didn't want to have special attention, special treatment. They wanted to put me in some special programs. I didn't want any of that, so I grew up most of my life hiding it from the school systems, not from my family or anything like that. Like, I can't hide that from my family. They were the ones that found out as soon as I was born, pretty much, when I started growing up. I'm pretty sure I even was on medications before kindergarten. I just don't really remember back that well. Growing up with it and dealing with it, it's definitely different. It's definitely something different. It's definitely not something that you would be used to if you've never had it or experienced or been around somebody that does have it. It's very different, very, very different. It does make life a little more difficult and challenging. I just wanted to let you guys know, if any of you guys do struggle with ADHD, you're not alone. There are so many people out there that have it, not just ADHD, ADD in general. They tend to categorize them all together now. I remember when I was younger, it was more separated, like the category, you either have ADHD or you either have ADD, but over time, throughout the years, they've kind of just come and put them together. You guys are not alone, and it does make life more difficult, but I feel like you do learn a lot from it in a way, and it's kind of hard to explain. Like I said, it's very hard to explain. My snake is wrapping up around my tripod, and if this little bitch knocks it over, I'm gonna fucking fight him. Bruce, I'm gonna fight you if you knock over my tripod, dude. My advice would be to just don't let it hold you back in any way whatsoever. Don't let it ever stop you from doing what you want to do. Again, it does make things a little more difficult, but it doesn't make them impossible. I don't really have anything else to say, so if you guys do have any questions, just go ahead and comment them down below, and I will be sure to answer every single one of them. I love each and every one of you guys so very much. Thank you so much for watching. I will have all of my social media linked down below for you guys in the description box, as well as my P.O. box. If you want to send me or Bruce some love, we always send love back, don't we? We do. We love to go check the P.O. box. I love you guys all so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful day or night wherever you guys are, and as you already know, I'll catch you all in my next video. Bye, guys. Say bye, Bruce. Say bye.